Hello, Ed Kang here, creator of MDNA. You scored KWR, which stands for Knowledgeable Wisdom and Responsibility. Now I'm going to overview your gift. But before we do, I just want to remind you that your MDNA is all about your intrinsic motivational spectrum. There's a spectrum. That's why you get 2 scores. And it's important to look at both your MDNA gifts to get the full picture about who you are, how come you do the things the way you do, your purpose, passion, potential, everything. Now in another video, I'm going to be overviewing how you can be left brain or right brain KWR. But in the meantime, let's dive into it. Knowledgeable wisdom and responsibility is pretty much what it stands for, what it means. You are a walking Wikipedia, or you like to think you are, and most likely you're really good at understanding how to manage knowledge, how to translate that into wisdom, and we're going to talk about what that means in terms of taking responsibility. When it comes to your purpose, you validate information and theories. You can hear something and you can say, okay, I can accept that, but I just need to validate it. You either go look it up or you need the information to really validate that information. You have the ability to research and analyze. These days, data science is extremely important. KWRs love data science. You have the ability to not only research and analyze, but you're emotionally safe and without a critical or judgmental stance. So even though you analyze, you're emotionally safe. People like talking to you because you're not taking a judgmental or critical stance. You're just kind of neutral, open to the information, and hence you're really approachable when it comes to that. You're committed to family tradition. We find that KWRs really see family tradition as important. And you have a doctrinal approach to competence. Now, what we mean by doctrinal approach is, there just is a way to do it properly. Way to follow the instructions or make sure things are specific and exact and validated when trying to accomplish something. That's what it means to take a doctrinal approach. Now, when it comes to your passions, you're a precise and detailed communicator. KWRs typically do not like to talk using third-hand anecdotes. They like to talk using precise facts. You're motivated by the accuracy, and you, like we said, rarely use second or third-hand details. This makes you approachable. You're unimposing. You don't like to impose and ram things down other people's throats and force them to do things. You prefer to present the options and the data. And you have a wonderful sense of humor. Dare I say your sense of humor is quirky. Some people might think your sense of humor is quirky. It's just wonderful. KWRs always have a great sense of humor. Now, when it comes to your potential, you have the potential to be a knowledge manager that gathers, manages, transfers, and helps others retain the necessary information. When KWRs teach or they transfer knowledge, they have this way of really making it simple for other people to learn and understand and apply. You're an academic achiever. Not surprising when KWRs have multiple degrees or they're always pursuing certifications or they're always learning. You're an effective educator. We talked about that. You're logical and systematic to facilitate learning. We touched on that as well. And you typically have a select social network based upon common and personal areas of interest. So you might be a Trekkie, you might be a comic book fan, you might be in the math club, or you might really love the technical or the educational aspects of winemaking. Whatever subject matter expertise you have, you like being with other subject matter experts. That's what we found. And you're highly self-disciplined and controlled. When it comes to really getting to that precision, being precise, and really refining something and validating it, you have no problems with the self-discipline and the control. Now, that's a synchronized KWR living the full purpose, passions, and potential. When you're desynchronized, here's some things that you want to watch out for. You can require additional time to rationally process decisions. This is not a good or bad thing, it just is. You need rational time. You have to think things through, look at all the facts. Now, other people might get frustrated with you, so you can just let them know, I need this time to process, rationally speaking. You have difficulty with confrontation. Remember, you don't want to be imposing, and that can cause an issue with confrontation when you do need to have a confrontation. Common traps are selective responsibility. Now, let me explain this a little bit. KWRs, they can be so smart and so knowledgeable and so wise in certain things that they sometimes forget to take responsibility in another thing. So let's say you're a real academic achiever at work and people know you for being expert. Well, sometimes what that leads to is say, hey, I'm really accomplished here. I don't necessarily have to be the same, or I don't have to take responsibility in other social circles, or let's say family. And that's just something that we found KWRs can fall into. And finally, analysis paralysis. And this is important. Sometimes you can analyze so much information and have access to so many options, so much data, that you don't know how to make a decision. You actually get paralyzed under all those options, all that intellectual capital that you have. Where can I spend it, etc.? That's something definitely watch out for. Now, if you're a KWR and you happen to start an organization or a group or a project, your MDNA, your intrinsic motivation, would imprint the brand culture of perfecting precision. I'm pretty sure you can see how this occurs. Any organization like this is always trying to perfect something, make something more precise. And we won't go all into that. You can look up what the brand culture perfecting precision is all about. But just let you know, just so you know, that your MDNA does imprint on the social DNA of an organization. So that's you, KWR. I look forward to helping you really learn more, validate what MDNA is all about, and get precise with all this information. Talk to you soon.